Well, hello, welcome back to the Fish Locker out on the shore. Fish Locker Junior and I have taken this opportunity. We've just got a little lull in the weather. We've had a lot of bad weather, and that's always a good time to go and have a look on your shore, because the sand gets churned up, things get washed up. It's a great time as well to go foraging, and this is what we're looking for. You see it there? What is it?
A clam.
It's a clam. It's a scallop.
Most rats did it.
They just sit in like a little hollow. There, can you see? Take that piece of seaweed off his back. You don't want to be carrying that around. Now, the minimum size for these scallops is 10 centimetres across the back. So this guy is just legal size. But we're not after them until they're probably that big. So we'll hollow him back out, let him sit underneath there. Are we off?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're already on. Yeah, we're already on the way down. We've already found a couple of cockles and a clam, and the biggest king cockle shell I've ever seen in my life. This is a bigger version of one of them. Oh, be careful you don't stand on that clam. He's hiding, isn't he, now? You see him? Let's go and have a look.
Is he that blue? Is he that blue?
Yeah. Do you want to carry your digger?
No, just put it in there.
Okay, we'll just put it in the bucket.
Not yourself.
Go on then.
I found a clam!
Oh, did you see that little squirt of water out there? There's a cockle there, but there'll be a razor clam in there.
I found a dead clam!
You found a dead clam?
Yeah.
There's a live one, look. That's a... See its tongue sticking out? That's a great size cockle.
And I found this one.
We need to go this way, come on. No, you leave it be. We don't need that one, just come here. There's another one. And another one.
This is perfect. These are perfect for holding dinosaur teeth up.
There's another one.
It's coming from its butt.
These are slipper limpets. They are actually an invasive species. There's some more sponges.
Yeah.
Oh, what we found? There's another scallop. That one is big enough to take, actually. We'll have that one. If you find any on the beach like this, best thing you can do is you give them a tap. And if they close up like that, it means they're still alive. If they don't close up, it means that they're dead. You don't know how long it's been dead, so you don't want to eat it. That is a very interesting little fella there, look. Can you see that? It's a type of sea slug, and I think it's called like a shaggy sheep sea slug. I'll get you the proper name for that. There's a clam.
Yeah.
See there how it's tightly shut? If you can see here on the side of this rock, that is what's called a queen scallop. I'll get that one out of the bucket. This is a king scallop, that is a queen scallop. This is actually probably legal size to take. It's covered in a sea sponge. But you see, like I said, how it's closed tightly shut, so you know it's alive. We're after these guys.
Yes, and little ones.
There's some lovely sea sponges around.
This one.
Yes, you did. Good job. Oh, let's see if we can find some big ones.
Yeah.
Not only are we looking, but you're listening out, because the scallops, they sit in the sand and they clap like that, so you can sometimes hear them splash.
I found two of these
You found 2 of them. Good job. You can see we've had bad weather by the colour of the water. It's all stirred up. There are some crazy sea sponges around today. There is a smaller king cockle. There's another one. If you can believe it, that is the fully grown one of them. Oh, there's a little carpet shell and a cockle. There's another carpet shell. Oh, there's another queen scallop. See it there? Are you burping? Oh, there's another one. There's another queenie scallop. Alright, that's enough now. No more burping. You see all the little seagrass in amongst all of these are little tube worms. There's a patch of seagrass there as well. Some clams? Oh, what? Oh yeah, you have found some clams. Good job. We're going to go this way. Come on.
Yeah.
This is quite an interesting creature here. It's called a sea hare. Like the rabbit, it's called a sea hare. It's like a sea slug, like a snail. Look, those are its antennae at the front. And they secrete like a bright purple dye when they get a little bit annoyed. It's a defence mechanism. Let's see if I can bring him over here so we can do it. Oh look, there's a load more queen scallops. There's one, there's one. There's an oyster. There's 3 more queenies. But yeah, these guys. There, look. See the purple dye that is secreted? So that anything that's trying to eat it gets a mouthful of that purple dye. Fascinating little creatures.
I found a cell.
You did? There's a nice pack of mussels. When you find a bunch of mussels like this, it is okay to take some of them, but only take 2 or 3. Just take a couple from a group and then move on and take another couple from another group. Don't take all. So maybe only take 3 of these. But yeah, they're a perfect size. It's a lot clearer out here, isn't it? Oh, there's a cracking clam. Oh no! It's empty. There's another dogfish egg. You see it? That orange bit in the middle is the embryo. And there is, you can see it, a peacock worm. Just watch it shoot back inside when I touch it. Yeah. I don't know if you can see that through the water. You alright over there? You're not getting into mischief? You okay? You finding anything? There's a whelk. That's the creature that lives inside. Look, it's like a snail. Just like the snails you get in your garden. That's the creature that lives inside the whelk. That disc there is like a little shield that it'll pull in on top of itself to protect itself in there. And it's called an operculum. And you can see all the rings in it. Same as the rings in a tree. You can see how old it is. Oh, there's a shell from a nice king cockle. It's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a Hare egg call them mermaids' purses. That is a thornback ray egg. And did you see that little jet of water that just came out of there then? That's a razor clam. I'll show you that now. You see that little key-shaped hole there? We'll just put a little bit of salt in it. See? Eventually, the clam that's underneath there, it'll spit the water out because it doesn't like the taste of the salt. Eventually, it will come out of the hole. So you just give it a second. Here it comes. Oh, that was another one. There it is. When it gets all the way out like that, just take hold of it. Now you just hold it tight, you don't pull it, because it's bulbed a foot out underneath. When it relaxes, you'll feel it. That one's just jettisoned there. See? Squirting a lot then, didn't it? Oh.
It blows as well.
Yeah. It's alright. This one is perfect size for bait. That one there looks to me like it's going to be a Gipper Clam. So you can walk around, if you can find a few of the holes, go around and salt a few of them.
It might spray.
Oh no, it wasn't, it was just a big clam, look. Now that is a proper sized razor clam.
It sprayed water.
See that foot that I was on about? Pushes it out into the sand. That's how it digs itself in. So see if you can find us some more holes, James. Just walking along. There's one there. There's the other one that I've just salted. Now, if you look ahead of where you're walking, sometimes you'll see like a little jet of water squirt out. Oh, do you want to get it then? Go and grab it. Oh, you're pulling out. Oh, you let it get away. Go on, get hold of it quick. Don't let it get away. Oh, it's getting away. No one get away from you. It's alright, we'll find another one. Oh, there's a very pretty tower shell. There's another one. Oh, and a little tiny brittle star. You see that crawling across the sand? Now look. Come back and give a little bit more salt to those holes. This one's worked its way out. So. I'm right with you. That there is exactly what I was talking about. See a little depression living in the bottom of it? A scallop. Just a bit too small. You see? See what's in like a little depression in the sand? There's another dogfish egg. You see how it's tangled itself up there as an anchor? I don't know if you can see that, but that is the jackpot. This is what we're looking for. Pull all that weed off its back. That's what we're looking for. Just walking about. I've just managed to notice like the little depression, they're changing the colour of the sand. And you can't see very much now because it's started raining again. There's a big razor clam shell. I'm almost at the capacity of my wellies here. I think we might have to double back. It's worth walking out for anyway. Aha! There is a whelk with a couple of anemones on its back. This is probably going to be a spider crab. Not a spider crab, a hermit crab. There'll be a little crab living in there with a couple of anemones living on its back. Oh, there's another one there, look. Can you see? Oh, there's stacks of them. There's a really big one. There's the crab that lives inside, look. Can you see it? Now can you see it? There it is. There's two now. And again with a hitchhiker on his back, a piece of seaweed stuck on his back. Oh my goodness. Look at the size of that starfish. That's a monster, isn't it? That might be an oyster. There it is. That there is a native oyster. Don't actually get many of these here, so I'm going to leave that one where it is. There's another one. These were a couple of slipper limpets on his back. James, come here. Look at the size of this. Wow, look how big it is.
Is it dead?
No, look. Watch, you turn it over. See all its little legs moving? Yeah. We're going to go and put him back in the water.
I think you should do it.
You think I should do it?
Yeah.
Is he too big? Is he scaring you?
Yeah.
Oh. There's a couple of sponges and another dogfish egg. I've seen loads of them today. I'm going to take this guy back and put him in water then. But the best thing is look how many of these I got. Look at these big clams.
Put them in the bucket.
Put them in the bucket. Oh, there's a whelk as well. See it pulling that little shield in on top of itself like I was telling you about? Come on, let's go. Where's the bucket? Come and help me find the bucket.
Over there. It's over there.
There's a couple of rock oysters stuck outside of here. There's loads of sponges. Come on.
It's over there.
Show me where it is.
Over there. It's right there. It's right
There's a little baby one. Again, take that hitchhiker off his back. Oh, look.
It's right here.
They do clap. There, look.
Right there.
I can hear another one somewhere. I just can't see it. I can hear another one clapping somewhere. There it is there. I knew I could hear it. Just hear it splashing every now and again. You see, it's got like a little depression in the sand. What it's hiding in. There you go. A little baby king scallop. Yep. Cover him up, no one can see him. Come on, little man. Get your digger and let's go. What we have here, I don't know if you can see that there, that is the siphon of a Gipper Clam. But that there, if this is the surface, that could be like that far underneath. It's a big clam. We'll have a look, see if we can get it. Here you are. There's another one. We'll go and clean these off in water. While James was filling that hole in, I found another one. And as I was digging it out, I found this worm. Now, to me, I would have said that looked like a peanut worm. But I'm not 100% sure, so I'll have to go and check. But yeah, it's some type of worm. And there was also a little clam in there. This is a hard shell clam. And that. Now, our American friends will know these as like a geoduck. But in the UK and Europe, we know them as soft shell clams or Gipper clams. We call them soft shell because, well, they are quite soft, but also they never fully close. See it on the side of there? Good job filling that hole in. Yeah, there's plenty of oysters around. We don't really like the taste of oysters, so I'm happy to leave them be. There's two types of oysters in our local area. There's an invasive Pacific oyster, a rock oyster, or there's the ones that live in the sand. These ones that live in the sand, which are the native ones, there aren't actually that many of them around anymore. Oh look, can you see that there on its back? That little tiny thing that looks like a woodlouse. It's called a chiton, or a keton. There's another oyster. You see him hanging on the side of that rock there. Doing a good job finding things, James. Oh, what we found. There is another king cockle. See, look, he's out on the prowl. There's his tongue sticking out. There, look. Amazing, aren't they? You'll find these walking along the sand. They use that long tongue. Coming onto the cockle beds now. That's a perfect one. There's a little clam as well. There, look. Little carpet, little hard shell clam. Oh, have you found any?
No.
Keep looking then. There's another king cockle there. Just see it walking along the sand. Oh, look. These are what we're after. The cracking size cockles. And where you find one, you usually find more. You'll find any, James? Yeah. You'll find me some good ones. A little bit smaller. There's another one. Again, a little bit smaller. That's a nice size, I'll take that one. Cracking. We're going to get them in the bucket. Good spot. Put them in there.
Is it heavy?
It's very heavy now. Let's find two more. You find one and I find one. Oh, is that a good one?
Yeah.
Yeah, good spot. That'll do us then. We have as many as we need. Well, we've had a fantastic walk along the low tide line. Anywhere inside the intertidal zone. Got some cracking finds. Some brilliant scallops. We've got a couple of cracking Gipper clams. There's tons of meat in these. There's two bits that you eat to this. There's the siphon, that long tube that comes out, and there's a bit of meat inside as well. Got some great king cockles. Got a couple of 3 massive ones of those. And some lovely cockles. You can see there the difference between a king cockle and a normal cockle, can't you? Got some nice mussels, and there's some more mussels just up here. I only got one big razor clam. A couple more small ones that I got, I ended up leaving them where they were. We got more than enough. So although the smaller ones that I got were above the minimum landing size, we really only want them when they're this big. Of the types of clams that we got, there's a couple of different types. Look, there's a hard shell clam, it's a surf clam, and I'm pretty sure that's called the carpet shell clam. Gipper clams, cockles and king cockles, mussels, and some fantastic scallops. These are king scallops. I pointed out some of the queenies, but the queenies are that small. They're only like that big. By the time you've shucked them, you get a piece of meat out of them that's about that big, like that. We've got a fantastic haul. Now the weather is a bit intermittent. We've had to come out of the way. It's just a little bit of rain on now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take these down to the sea. I'm going to wash them off. These cockles and things, these bigger ones, you can see they haven't got any sand in them. But there's quite a lot of these cockles that we found in the sand will have a little bit of grit. If we were taking these home, what we would do ideally was we would soak them overnight in salty water, just clean salt water, and then they purge themselves and get rid of all the grit. Now what I'm going to plan on doing is I'm going to try and find somewhere out of the way, out of the wind and out of the rain, and we will cook these up. We'll go back, we'll get the stove and we'll get a pan and we'll cook some of these up. As we're walking back to the van to get the stove, I've come upon quite a few patches of this. Now some of you might recognise it. It is wild garlic, and it's just coming through now. We've had quite a mild spring, and this is just coming through. You see the leaves? They come up in sprouts like this, and if you can break it and smell it, it is really pungent of garlic. You can either use the fresh leaves, or what we're going to do is we're going to dig up a couple of the cloves, like a couple of the roots.
A campfire!
Campfire? No, it's just a pile of sticks. Now if you can see those bulbs there, get half a dozen of them, we'll clean them up. Just put them in your bucket. Good lad. But yep, that's what we're after.
So I've come down and met the boys now that they've finished their foraging. We're going to start by cooking the clams because they're going to take a little bit longer than the mussels and the cockles because obviously they're bigger. So we're just going to steam them in a pan with some wild garlic that James and John found. Just nip the end of the root off. So the pan's hot enough now. Just going to add in garlic. Right, we'll just give them a few minutes on their own and then we'll add in the cockles and the mussels. The clams have been cooking on their own for a few minutes now, so I'm going to add in the mussels and the cockles. So these can all just go in together. And we just steam them until they're all open. And obviously, if they don't open, don't eat them. And the razor clam.
While we've got all the clams cooking, I'm going to shuck these scallops. Now the easiest way is inside between that shell and that shell there is a big disc of mussel and it holds one to the other. So you need to get a knife in the side and just slide it on the opposite side of the shell like that to separate it, and then this top lifts off. So you get your knife in and you just want to slide it along the top to cut through the disc, and then it pops open like that. That bright part there is called the coral, and we're after this disc of white mussel and that coral. These frills, if you're going to be making a broth, then these are perfect for that, but we're just after that part and that part.
So everything is done. They've all opened up, so I'm just going to drain the worst of the water off.
I'll now quickly show you how to prepare these gipper clams. We'll just take it straight out of the shell. Straight away you can see that there's two parts to it. There's a siphon and then there's a body part. This siphon, which it sticks out into the sand, you can see straight away that there's a skin on it. If you just gently score through it, you can peel the skin off, look. See that? As you can imagine, this part is the bit that comes in contact with the sand, so it'll be the toughest part. And this body part here, you just want to take out the foot. Sorry, the tongue. There. There are other ways of cooking these. We've just pretty much steamed it, but some folks do blanch it and then skin it, cut it into small strips and fry it. There we go. These pieces here, you can see, if you give them a slice, it's all just white meat inside. It's just like a little squid ring, isn't it?
So we're going to cook the scallops now. So that's just butter and some of the wild garlic. Just add them in. These really don't take long. You don't want to overcook them, otherwise they just turn to rubber. You want to make sure the white part is still opaque. add in some lemon juice. Just give them a few more seconds. And then we've just got some fresh bread and butter to have with it. So I'm just going to pour it on the top, so then we've got that garlic butter over all of the shellfish. You would pay a fortune in a restaurant for that.
Do you want to come here and try some of these? Do you want to try some of these? Okay. Beautiful. Say these scallops look and taste absolutely delicious. These little bits of Gipper Clam as well, just like little tiny squid rings, just like a little squid ring. A mussel. The scallops are by far my favourite, but these little cockles as well. See the difference there between what king cockles like and what normal cockles like. I think I prefer the smaller cockles, a little bit sweeter, more meat on the bigger cockles. Almost tastes a bit like lobster. Well, I'm glad the rain's managed to hold off long enough for you to cook this. There's what is there? Cockles, king cockles, mussels, razor clam. A couple of types of clams and scallops. There's 6 or 7 different types of shellfish there that we collected just on the beach. And as Hannah said, they'd charge you a fortune to eat that in a restaurant. That lemon's gorgeous, gives it just a little bit of kick. What's that one called?
A tin stockel.
A ting tockle?
A tin stockel.
Yeah. What about that one? What's that one called?
A mussel.
A mussel, well done. What about that one?
A tin scallop.
King scallop. This is the razor clam. You can see how much meat's on it. Best part I've found to eat is just that foot there.
This is good.
It hasn't got the same texture as a mussel or a scallop. It's more more meaty, like lobster. The same as these siphons. Our little lad doesn't like seafood yet. Anyway, we're going to finish up this. I'm going to get round the corner before that rain and wind comes back. But I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's shown you what's possible to. Well, thank you. What's possible to find just on your local seashore. I hope it's been interesting. I hope you've enjoyed it. And what do we say?
Bye from the fish locker.
Bye from the fish locker.